Okay then guys, what is going on? Cloud Plays here and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're inside of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, we have got so much from the last couple of days, including a live launch trailer that's now ready. On top of that, we have also got some news towards the end game loop cycle, and this is a very, very interesting one. We're going to finalize with what versions of the game you can get and the bonuses that you can get inside of it, and the enormous risk of live service in 2024. We're going to dive on into it today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. And make sure you check out our sponsor, Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favorite flavor is cherry vanilla, but you guys can catch an array of flavors via the link in the description. Utilizing code CLOUD at checkout will get you a cheeky discount. Now, with that being said, let's dive on into some Suicide Squad news. So, Warner Bros. Games and DC Entertainment unveiled the new gameplay launch trailer for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League ahead of its upcoming release next month. Now, you can check out the new gameplay that is on screen right now. It's around a minute long, and it's relatively interesting. The third-person action shooter was developed by Rocksteady Studios, for those of you guys who don't know, and in the game, Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad, is forced on a mission in Metropolis with a threat caused by Brainiac that pits them against the Justice League. Players will have to face Green Lantern, the Flash, Batman, and other enemies as they face the unsurmountable task of defeating the world's greatest superheroes in the Justice League. Now, inside of this trailer, it does look very, very cool, including the looks of Arkham, and we're going to be diving into so much for this game. It does have its skeptical points and people are unsure, but if it's one thing that you can take away from this, is that it does look very, very fun. And even if this isn't really per se a looter shooter style game, the storyline inside of this does look so in-depth and it looks incredible. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So even for the worst part of this game, you may well have another Batman Arkham series style game on your hands where you can enjoy the storyline, play for as much as you want after that point, and then maybe put it down until the next DLC or the next big update or something along those lines. But for me, this game looks really, really good. We are aware that the open world is a little bit bland and a little bit quiet and the basis of NPCs and what it is you can do, and it doesn't seem too fun after that point. But I reckon that the storyline for this may well carry exactly what we've got coming for the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That's my opinion. I want to know what yours is via the comment section right now. Are you in depth in the storyline? Do you reckon that that's going to be enough for you guys to purchase the game? Or are you focusing on the live service model, which we're going to take a look at a little bit later in the video, which I think is preferably a bad idea. Not looking forward to it too much. But they have also posted up a tweet with regards to the end game content and what it's going to look like, stating, "Want a taste of our end game? Join us at 11 AM PT on January 19th as our new members of Task Force X, Shroud, Dr. Lupo, and Tariq try to save the world." Now, that is absolutely huge. We've got some really big names inside of this via Shroud, Dr. Lupo, and Tariq, and you guys can check all of them out in that tweet. The link is down in the description. Make sure you stay tuned for it because we're going to see exactly what the end game content is like in there. Now, for those of you guys who missed those streams, feel free to subscribe to this channel because you know full well as soon as we've got the information, it's going to be here for you guys to consume. Me, I'm quite excited. I'm really looking forward to see where it's going, and I want to see what this end game actually looks like. Looter shooters always seem to fail on the main end game consensus, and it always seems to mess up at that point. The storyline looks in depth, although the problem is right here is that the aftermath of that storyline and what can carry the game forward does look to have no depth at all. So we're going to see exactly what that is. Now, before we take a look into the live service model and how this could potentially mess up the game, we're going to talk to you guys about the two editions you can buy quickly, because this is a bit that kind of tips me a little bit over the edge here. So we have got two editions, the standard edition and the deluxe edition, just as like a lot of other games. Now, the standard edition is at 70 Great British pounds and the deluxe edition is at 100 Great British pounds. A very, very pricey title to say the least, and unfortunately, I'm not being sponsored or partnered with the Suicide Squad, so I'm going to have to put my hand in my pocket and purchase this one myself, so I'll let you know whether it's worth the money that you spend on it. But in the standard edition, you get essentially just the full game and then the pre-order bonuses of the classic outfits and the rogue outfits. Now, when we compare that to what you actually get inside of the Deluxe Edition, which is a £30 price bracket change, you get the full game, you get the Justice League outfits, 3 Black Mask Notorious weapons, Squad Gold weapon dolls, 1 Battle Pass token, no shader, color swatches, which is for the digital only, and we also have the 72-hour early access launch with the other pre-order bonuses that you had in the first one. So essentially there are around 6 bonuses that you guys can obtain via that £30, including the 70-hour early access. It does seem a little bit pricey for what it is that you're obtaining, although we do have a battle pass in there, which actually blew my mind a little bit, but nonetheless it's going to be happening throughout most games nowadays. So let me know what you guys are going to be purchasing via the comment section below, or if this one just isn't for you. I'm quite intrigued to see where it can go and what it will do and what this game has got to offer, especially with a price bracket that high. Do we have another Marvel Avengers on our hands, or are we expecting to see something else? Now, one thing that did intrigue me quite a lot is the characterizations inside of this game. Now, we posted up a community poll just a couple of days ago now, I believe it was, about 1 day ago, and we have managed to come back with a 1.1k result form of what Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League character you're going to be maining. Now, you've got right here Harley Quinn, King Shark, Captain Boomerang, and Deadshot. And oddly, I was kind of surprised, actually. The transversal inside of this game for King Shark, Captain Boomerang, and Deadshot do seem quite simple, with Harley Quinn having a really, really hard way of maneuvering around the map. And people have been kind of complaining on that basis of that character is probably the most awkward to utilize. So I'm kind of surprised that it held the most part. But again, let me know via the comment section, or head over to the community page on the channel now and get your vote in. I'm intrigued to know what you guys are thinking. But finalizing the video right now, we've got the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and the enormous risk of live service in 2024. Now, this article was put up on Forbes via Paul Tassi. We all know and love him as a journalist, and his documentations and his articles are absolutely incredible. So massive shout out to him. Hit the links down in the description. Make sure you go give it a check out. But he states right here that you can raise a lot of questions about the concept behind Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Should they have focused on the Suicide Squad after 2 underperforming DC movies? Shouldn't they have just picked another JLA member to make an Arkham-ish game for instead? But without question, the #1 complaint is that rather than a dedicated single-player experience, something we know Rocksteady is excellent at, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League as a co-op live service, battle pass having looter shooter. And in 2024, that's an extremely daunting project at baseline. I think we need to talk about this and why this is. In this case, it's not just genre fatigue. Individually, sure, people may be tired of games inserting loot rarities of gaming, asking for seasonal battle pass purchases, but the core issue with live service is time, player time, developer time. And this is the biggest problem, and he actually nails this one down to the ground. Now, the problem with a lot of these live service games right now is the amount of time that you need to put into it. Now, you can play these games and they just end for the most part when it comes to a general basis game, such as maybe Spider-Man 2, and will probably max out about 30 hours unless you want to restart it. God of War, maybe 40 to 50 hours. But even if you keep going, 100 hours of Elden Ring, 200 hours of Baldur's Gate, at a certain point you're going to forward just because you want to, not because there is some grind demanded of you. Now, the simple fact is that when a new single player game is released, it's demanding a specific amount of time off you whenever you feel like playing it. When a new live service game debuts, especially one with lots of PvE content, you're being asked to play year round and keep up with the rest of the player base, lest you fall behind on all of the new content releases, making you jump back in difficulties. Now, given the size and scope of these games, you might be able to play a dozen single player games in a year, but managing a live service game, maybe 1, 2 at best. And so that game has to be excellent to take one of those slots. The main source for that is maybe Destiny 2 at the moment in time. It has a massive fan base and has made some wrong decisions irrelevant to it, but the game has done very, very well. But if you look at people who play Destiny 2, they don't really play anything else. they've just kind of nailed it on the head and done it right. When we look at other games such as The Division, a very good game, but not one that gripped absolutely everybody. Now, the sources that can show us where these have gone wrong have been pretty large. Anthem was an absolutely ginormous one. That game was absolutely incredible, but it demanded way too much and didn't have enough in there to keep you entertained, and because of that, it just wasn't being played because people didn't have the time to put into there. Also, on top of that, Outriders was another one. That was a surfaced game which had a looter shooter, and mentality of it was almost as if it was live service, but it wasn't. So you were just playing for the sake of playing. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. But what we're getting at is live service could be the death of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and me and my friend at work today were just talking and stating that this game should have done so much better had it have been a storytelling game. Had this game had just been like a Batman Arkham series and focused solely around that, we may have seen a better outcome from it than what we're experiencing right now. This could be interesting, and I'm really excited and hope they've done it correctly. But if they haven't, and part of me does kind of say that they haven't, this may well be another one for the graveyard. Let me know your guys' opinions via the comment section below. Would you have rather have this been a story-based driven single-player game, or is the fact that this is live service something that entertains you greatly? Thank you so much again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe, post notifications turned on. And for Task Force X, stick a comment with a giant X in the comment section, and I'll reply to as many of them as I can. Thank you so much again, guys, for watching. Appreciate you all, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.